What if I told you that building a better house, not for us, but for fish, could actually transform the lives of thousands of people? Well, today, we're diving deep into an incredible story of innovation that did exactly that, sparking an underwater revolution in Indonesia. It sounds a little wild, doesn't it? Building a house for a fish. But believe me, this one simple idea is the key to everything. It's the central mystery we're going to unravel today. And this is what it led to. Get this, a more than 40% increase in the average fish catch. I mean, that's not just a small bump, that is a total game changer. So how in the world did they pull it off? To really get it, we've got to talk about what is, honestly, a true fishing revolution. This wasn't just some tiny tweak. This was a complete rethink of how things were done. Okay, so our story takes us to Bulukumba, Indonesia. And you really have to understand, for the people who live here, the ocean is everything. It's not just a job, it's their culture, their economy, their whole identity. So the stakes here, they couldn't be higher. So let's just paint a quick picture of what life is like on the coast here so you can see why this innovation mattered so much. Look at these numbers. You've got 128 kilometers of coastline, 7 out of 10 districts are coastal. For this community, fishing is literally called the breath of life. That means even a tiny little increase in the daily catch makes a huge difference for a family's well-being. So, facing this challenge day in and day out, they found their answer in a concept that is just brilliantly simple: the fish house. It's called a rumpon, or if you want to get technical, a fish aggregating device, or FAD. And the idea is just fantastic. You basically build an artificial habitat out in the open ocean. Fish are drawn to it for food and shelter, which creates a reliable go-to spot for fishermen. But here's the thing. The people of Bulukumba didn't just build any old rumpon. Oh no, they took this concept and supercharged it, creating what you could only call a true underwater oasis. Okay, just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the old way. Traditional rumpons made of coconut leaves that would rot away in just a couple of months. But the Bulukumba innovation? They used durable materials that could last up to 10 years. And the anchor system? They went from a weak single anchor to a super strong double stake system that basically doesn't budge. It's a massive leap forward. So let's break down the magic. There were 4 key ingredients. 1, that heavy-duty anchor. 2, those long-lasting attractors, creating this dense, wonderful habitat. 3, they hid the float 5 meters underwater so it was safe from storms and boats. And 4, this is the really genius part. They didn't just build one, they built a whole kawasan, an entire underwater neighborhood of 20 rumpons. And the strategy behind this neighborhood was brilliant. Right in the middle, you have a 2.5-hectare core zone. Think of it as a protected nursery. No fishing allowed. This is where the fish population can absolutely boom. Then, the fishermen work in the surrounding area, the fishing zone, where they catch the abundant spillover from that thriving core. It's using conservation to directly drive profit. So smart. So the big question is, did this clever, sustainable plan actually work? Oh, you better believe it did. The results are in, and they are nothing short of incredible. Remember that 40% number from the start? Well, here it is in black and white. Before the program, an average trip would bring in about 2.6 tons of fish. After, that number shot up to 3.7 tons. That's over a ton of extra fish every single time they went out. Just imagine that. And of course, more fish means more money. A lot more. The average income per trip jumped from about 44 million rupiah to over 63 million rupiah. That is a massive increase for a single fishing trip. For a family, that is absolutely life-changing. And this quote from the source material just says it all, doesn't it? This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. We're talking about real money that puts better food on the table, helps send kids to school. It builds a better, more secure future for real people. So, when you step back and look at this whole story, what's the big takeaway? What can we all learn from what happened in Bulukumba? I think the most powerful lesson here is this. Huge, profound change doesn't always come from some complicated, billion-dollar tech solution. The Bulukumba Rumpon is proof that a smart, practical, and thoughtful idea that's designed perfectly for a local community can have an absolutely massive impact. And that kind of leaves us with one last big thought. If designing a better fish house can totally transform an entire community like this, well, it just makes you wonder, right? How many other simple, brilliant ideas just like this are out there, just waiting to be discovered, ready to solve some of our world's biggest problems?